To UBC News. This is the 9th day and it is a Monday. The month is September 2019. Hello there. First though, these are top stories. Police arrest 3 prime suspects in Nigerian murder.
We are now trying to interrogate them further to find out how they targeted Nigerian Maria.
Government to spend 1.7 trillion shillings to decongest Kampala city.
And this is by setting up the mass bus transit, which is the BRT. And so far we have done the designs of the roads where these buses will be able to pass.
In South Sudan's rivals to meet in Juba. And in sports, records stumble as Uganda dominates weightlifting championship.
And I'm very honored to witness an African championship record being broken by the fantastic lifter from Egypt.
Hello there and welcome once again on Sign Language. It is Mugalu Mohammed and I am Edward Rukidi Kijanangoma. Now the Prime Minister, Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, has advised Ugandans to regularly test and screen for cancer as well as steer clear of unhealthy lifestyles. Now the Premier was speaking at the funeral of John Masanyu, who succumbed to cancer on Friday morning. Now, he eulogized the deceased as a knowledgeable and responsible citizen who has left behind a good legacy. We have more in this story.
Speaking at the funeral of John Masanyu in Ruchiga district, the Prime Minister, Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, has said the deceased was a man of great repute in society who raised and groomed his children into responsible, well-disciplined citizens. He said all men ought to emulate the late in order to contribute to the development of the country.
A humble man, influential man, having impact on society. And through that, ninyenda kumwebaliza uwe n'omukyala we tuzalira abaana barungi kandi okubegeza.
The Premier also urged citizens to go for regular medical checkups for cancer.
Cancer eyatwara munywani w'eitoogo hatiya eriho munonga eija mu miringo mingi. Abakyala eraza mu mabeere, omweze mu magufwa twena, mbwena buli kicweka kyabwe kyona ky'omubiri kirabaasa kukwatwa kansa. Konka kansa hatiya nayo turi kugicwera obwenge. Mwahurira? Hariho za kansa ezindi hatiya ezoraho omubazi zikakira. Konka kugira ngu okire kansa egyo kireetenga kuza kureba bashaho bukyari kare.
The woman member of parliament for Ruchiga district, Caroline Kamsime, asked women to be submissive to their spouses, just like Lydia Masanyu, the widow, has been to her departed husband. On her part, the widow, Lydia Masanyu, described her late husband as a loving and trustworthy man. She thanked God for enabling her to stick to her marriage vows till the death of her husband. On behalf of his siblings, Julius Muchunguzi, who is the communications advisor to the Prime Minister and the head of communication at the office of the Prime Minister, eulogized the father as a God-fearing man who instilled in his children Christian morals and also taught them the values of hard work, honesty, love, and education.
Baba atwegesa ibintu byingi mwe Rwanda yabigamba ango kunga ekintu cyo kubanza no gukora ekintu cy'amazima Rwanda we yakigambaho omuryegerya bakinda yone Masanyu niwe yabera ko inkufuru nkuko yabagambira. Baba yarakunda abana arakunda kwega no kwegesa aryo mwesigwa.
Muchunguzi thanked the Prime Minister and his office for rendering him support at his time of need. He also thanked officials from Uganda Cancer Institute for treating his father since 2008 when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. In his homily, the Diocesan Secretary of Chigezi Diocese, Reverend Canon Obed Turiho Hagwe, called upon the mourners to accept Jesus Christ and have hope in him because he is the way, life, and truth in order to have eternal life. John Masanyu was laid to rest at his home in Riaberenje village, Buchinda sub-county in Ruchiga district. He is survived by a widow, 7 children, and grandchildren. The funeral was also attended by Rwanda District Member of Parliament, Honorable Musasizi, government officials, the clergy, academics, and the local leaders, among other dignitaries. Doreen Nasasra reporting for UBC News.
Now, police have arrested 3 core suspects in connection to the murder of Maria Nigerinya and Ronald Chitaimbwa, bringing the number of suspects to 6. Now, these were netted during a police raid carried out in Natete. Police spokesperson Fred Enanga says the suspects are being interrogated to shed more light on what they possibly know about the killings.
3 prime suspects in the double kidnap and murder of Maria Nigerinya and Ronald Chitaimbwa have been netted. These were arrested in a hideout in Natete during a raid carried out by police and her sister agencies. Police spokesperson Fred Enanga says the suspects include one who was in a red jacket driving Nigerinya's vehicle.
Exhibited the clothing that we recovered, and we are now trying to interrogate them further to find out how they targeted Nigerinya Maria and Chitaimbwa Ronald, and also get up a timeline of events from the point of kidnap, how they moved with these 2 victims.
The latest arrests bring to 6 the number of suspects so far netted in this double murder. Enanga applauds the sister agencies and assures the family of their commitment to ensure justice prevails.
We want to assure the family and all Ugandans that we have the right suspects. This brings the number to 6. Remember, we had 2 border-borders and 1 suspect whom one of the border-borders indicated.
However, the first 7 suspects who were detained for obstructing arrests are to be charged for obstruction. Relatedly, police have ruled out suicide in the double murder of Joshua Nteire Horuhejera and Tumukunde Merina that occurred along Entebbe Express Highway.
Because when you look at the bullet, the injuries that Merina got, she got a bullet wound through the right-hand side of the neck. And it came out from this side between the mouth and the ear. So which means the bullet came through the lower neck upwards in that direction. So which means there was somebody probably on the what? On the right-hand side. We are also ruling out the fact that Joshua could have probably shot himself dead. When you look at the entry of the bullet, it came from the left-hand side of the head, this other side. If you are to commit suicide, you don't carry the gun in this direction.
Enanga says the investigating team is still carrying out extracts to track the movement using footage captured by the CCTV cameras. So far, Police Constable Atwijukire Wilson, PC Mugole, and Tarema Davis are in police custody. Tarema will be charged of negligence of duty. Thursday double murder occurred on Nambigirwa Bridge along Entebbe Highway in Impala. Mutanyi Hilda, UBC.
Meanwhile, police has started investigating alleged assassination attempts on Mbale woman member of parliament, Akoni Nakayenze Galiwango. Police spokesperson Fred Enanga says police arrested 1 suspect who was later released on request by Honorable Koni Galiwango. Enanga also says Bukedea police has not yet received any complaint from Bukedea woman member of parliament, Anita Among, who is also said to have escaped assassination by unknown gunmen trailing her last weekend.
Mu bitundu by'Embale yasobola okulondoola ensonga zino. Ne tubeerako n'omuvubuka omu gwe twakwata nga kiteebereza nti alina akakwate ku bbaluwa eyo eyawandiikibwa, naye twagenze okugoberera ensonga ezo ng'ate munnabyabufuzi era kennyini ye yasobodde okulaga poliisi mu kitundu ekyo. Omwana ono ateebwe, ndowooza nga baagala ensonga zireme kusajjuka n'okulaba nti waliwo oba embeera enkolagana ennungamu wakati. So naye nga fayiro eno ekyatambula kubanga tulina okulaba nti tuggumiza okunoonyereza ate obujulizi tubuweereza eri ofiisi ya State Attorney oba DPP atuwabule engeri gye tusobola okweyongerayo mu maaso. Anite mu alipoota ze tufuna buli lunaku kyabadde tekinnaba kuvaayo okuva mu kitundu kyaffe ekya East Kyoga oba headquarters zituula e Soroti.
Police publicist Fred Enanga, they are clarifying on some of those death threats against members of parliament. Now, government will spend $460 million US, which is approximately 1.7 trillion shillings, to decongest Kampala, capital city. Now, the Director of Transport in the Ministry of Works and Transport, Benon Kajuna, confirms the development, saying the cost will include the purchase of buses and construction of dedicated lanes.
The challenge of traffic jam in Kampala city is growing day by day, and the situation is worse during peak hours. This is because of the high rate of motorization and the growing private car ownership. The 2016 report on policy challenges in urban transport and infrastructure by Kampala Capital City Authority indicates that the current roads were designed for less than 100,000 vehicles in the 1960s. But today, city roads accommodate over 400,000 vehicles. On several occasions, authorities have talked of having an efficient public transport system by introducing large volume carriers like buses, but the promise has never been realized. Now the Ministry of Works and Transport is reawakening the plan of decongesting Kampala by introducing buses.
And this is by setting up the mass bus transit, which is a BRT. And so far we have done the designs of the roads where these buses will be able to pass. And the first pilot study or the first pilot route is from Zana to the city center. Then we have a spur to Bayo Girere, another spur to Gayaza. The main objective is to bring in bigger buses, and these buses will be having dedicated lanes. These dedicated lanes will be able to make the buses move faster, efficiently, so that the people who are using the buses can be able to move comfortably.
It means that we will have more people attracted to this system because they can plan with it. They will choose this system if it's more efficient compared to choosing a private car, which is a major cause for traffic congestion. It's also very good because the idea of road expansion all the time to reduce traffic congestion, it never works. The more roads we construct to facilitate the private car to move, the more congestion we actually attract. So it's very important that this measure of public transport is implemented the way it should be.
But how soon will this promise be a reality?
We are in negotiations with World Bank. So far, we expect the negotiation to possibly take about 6 months. Yeah, 6 months. And if we get the fund within 6 months, then we shall be able now to start on the construction of the roads, dedicated lanes, and also the procurement of the buses. And possibly now within the next 1 year, we should be having the buses in Kampala.
However, the question is how the private taxi owners will be involved, since they are the major players in the public transport sector.
Of course, we are working hand in hand with the owners of taxis. We want to make sure that these buses are also in a way owned by the taxi owners, because these taxis should be able to feed into these buses. So we are actually in consultation with them to see how best we can be able to work together. We are actually trying to improve a transport service with the owners of taxis.
To downtown Kampala, where some business people downtown Kampala have urged tycoons to increase investment in construction of arcades because the new buildings have provided employment and space. However, the low-income earners said these new buildings are expensive and unaffordable, urging government to come up with a policy on rent fees in different locations of the city. We have more in this report.
The bus park that was located in downtown Kampala, commonly known as Bus Zabaganda, is no more.
construction of an arcade known as Pentagon City Plaza is in progress in its place. This is not the only infrastructure that has been destroyed, pave way for construction of arcades. Total petrol station has been replaced by 2 arcades, Totali and French Plaza. These developments, however, have been met with mixed reactions.
I think it's a good idea to shift some of the petrol stations to different areas and put up buildings, because a building like this, it accommodates a lot of people.
Traffic jam and congestion is now daily sight in downtown Kampala, and this is blamed on poor planning and to some large extent grid.
Kitegeeza abo bannannyini kukwasa mateeka ekizimbe ekyo kireme kubeera mu kkubo be bakwata ekyojja mu miro ekizimbe ne kisobola okubeerawo.
But why do people rush for space in new buildings?
Sometimes we come to these new buildings because there's a lot of hope in these new buildings, and even the streets matter. So sometimes with these old buildings where they are located, so when we look at these new buildings and the location, we come to these buildings because of the location, and we try out our business.
Thanks to the new structures being erected, owners of old buildings have now decided to give their structures a facelift in order to stay in business. Meanwhile, most arcades along the non-motorized transport corridor are dusty with no pavers. This is being attributed to the ongoing road construction works on Namirembe Road. I'm Nafka Farida, reporting in Kampala.
16 minutes after 10 in the studios of UBC TV. We'll now take a very short break, but we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pain Arena. Introducing on the right corner, Mr. Action, the reigning heavyweight champion in the ring against
the Headache, the #1 contender. And the bell rings.
Headache charges forward with a steady right and a left hook. Action dodges. He misses out with an inch. Wait a minute. Mr. Action launches back with a kick. The final blow. He is out.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
The Electoral Commission has released guidelines for countrywide reorganization of polling stations from 2nd to 14th September in preparation for 2020-2021 general elections to enable voters conveniently cast their votes. Every parish, ward and electoral area must have at least one polling station. Where no polling station exists in a newly created parish or ward, at least one polling station must be recommended by the stakeholders in the area. The returning officer must ensure that each electoral area at sub-county level is demarcated and approved by the Commission. Sub-county supervisors shall oversee the reorganization exercise. In case of parish, village or electoral areas at sub-county without polling stations, meetings will take place at the mother parish where current polling stations are located. For details, call 0312-211-050. Announced by the Uganda Electoral Commission.
Welcome back, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. To Lyantonde now, where Lyantonde has vowed to crack down on criminal elements in the district to promote peaceful coexistence among the populace. Lyantonde District Police Commander Didas Byarhanga appeals to the public to avail information regarding any form of criminality. Now, this was during a visit to the recent murder scene by the Director of Criminal Investigations Directorate, Grace Akulo.
Katiaza Trading Center in Nakasozi Kinuna Sub-County in Lyantonde District is where 3 people were recently shot dead by unknown assailants. The act has since attracted public attention, prompting the Director Criminal Investigations Department, Grace Akulo, to visit the scene. A closed-door meeting was held to chart a way forward in ensuring smooth investigations and perhaps prevent similar incidents in future.
Police is doing what it takes, and other security agencies in the district and the region to investigate and make sure we arrest these culprits.
It is not clear what was arrived at in the meeting, but the director's appearance was enough to breathe a sigh of relief among the residents. The LC3 chairperson, Selukera Jackson, appeals to government to deploy more LDUs for night patrols.
I'm requesting the government, particularly the police, the army, security personnel, because our people are on tension, at least to recruit local defense force so that they can make patrols in the night.
District Police Commander Lyantonde Didas Byaruhanga says the visit of the Director CID is timely.
We have gotten reinforcement from the region and from police headquarters, as we have seen, and hopefully we are going to get these criminals and take them. Yeah, she has come to help us continue with investigations and also guide here and there, and as we have seen, so far there is some big step.
The said killings occurred on Friday morning at 2 a.m., where assailants stormed Katiaza Trading Center, gunning down 3 people. The visit by the CID director could be a ray of hope that the culprits will be brought to book.
That's what happened in Lyantonde there. Now to matters pertaining to land issues in the country. Charles Mulinde Kambugu has denied vending Chadondo Block 118 with 6 plots in Bamba, Wakiso district. Mulinde Kambugu had appeared before the land inquiry on allegations of selling and transferring the contested land illegally. Mulinde informed commissioners that he received a vision from God instructing him not to take up the land in Bamba. We have this report.
The Commission of Inquiry into Land has questioned Charles Mulinde Kambugu and his actions to the vision of the Almighty God.
So I don't know how that land can be registered in my name.
Kambugu claims that he received a phone call from his brother Dr. Kambugu in 2003 informing him how he had received claimants on the contested land with a title of 1955 in his names, but he was not yet born.
And God tells me I don't take up that land because it was divided. Who? God. Yes. The Almighty. Yes.
The fraud was also noticed in 1994 and was summoned to defend the titles he had never signed for.
Not now. Perhaps at one time I was signing like this.
The commission faulted him for not reporting the matter to police. Mulinde mentioned one of his brothers, Stephen Semanda, for fraudulent transactions.
When I was still in secondary, he would forge my father's signature and take money out of his account. He has worked in the Uganda Revenue Authority and I think was dismissed because of fraud.
He claims that in May 2017, he again received a vision from God instructing him to claim his land from Dr. Kambugu, but he was instead implicated in grabbing it.
God speaks to you and directs you how to do things.
He speaks to everybody.
Yes, but maybe in a special way, he does to you.
If you read Revelation chapter 21, verse 1, there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. So, it really won't matter at that time because everybody wants land. This earth is going to go up in heat and all the elements will melt. So nobody will own land at that time.
The inquiry noted that late Simon Kambugu was a polygamist with many children, and according to investigations, the 5 acres claimed by Charles Mulinde could not be there. The commission asked the family to engage into mediation. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Meanwhile, work at Machindia Grade 1 Magistrate Court was disrupted when a 70-year-old Kizito Efulaimo fainted in court and died. Now, the case was before Magistrate Okiri John Robert. A police spokesperson, Luke Owesijire, confirmed the incident.
It was during the court hearing of William Egesa's case, who is accusing Rosemary Kizito, wife to 7-year-old Kizito Ephraim, who fainted in the chambers of the presiding magistrate, Okipi John Robert, and died instantly. Presiding Magistrate Okipi John Robert adjourned the case to 23rd September. Police collected the body and took it to KCC ACT mortuary. UBC TV has managed to visit the home where the deceased was residing and found mourners and relatives already waiting for the deceased body. The accused and now the widow Rosemary Kizito explains the situation in court.
Naye Sauda mukwogera angambye nti wabiriddewo ng'omwami wange atandise okussa obubi. Ndowooza ng'obusungu bulinnye ng'atandise okussa obubi.
27-year-old William Egesa is accusing Rosemary Kizito of inciting him. Police spokesperson Luko Wesigile has confirmed the incidents.
Ephraim was in court today at Machi Magistrate Court, and the family, of course, will be furnished with the details of the postmortem to understand what led to the cause of their loved one. If it needs investigations for police to go on, of course, the police will also be furnished with a report in case there is need for any investigation.
Judiciary spokesperson Solomon Muita told UBC that they have sent condolence message to the family of the deceased.
Rosemary Kizito was on trial for assault occasioning actual bodily harm before magistrate going to. We are saddened by the occurrence because it happened inside our court, and but we are also interested in knowing exactly what happened to this gentleman. And we know he's about 70 years, between 60 and 70 years.
I'm Namamode Deborah, reporting for UBC.
Very, very sad indeed, that person dying in court there. Sad news. And also some more sad news, but this time in western Uganda, particularly in Bundibujo, where heavy rains have struck Bundibujo district, destroying houses and gardens of cocoa. It is the second time rains are destroying houses this year. Meanwhile, torrential rains have also destroyed houses and crops, leaving residents crying for help, as we hear in this report.
Houses and household property worth millions of shillings and crops have been destroyed in Bundibujo district following torrential rains that hit Tokwe and Totoro sub-counties, causing Kirumi and Huma streams to flood banks. The most affected areas are Kirumia and Humia trading centers. The chairman of LC5 Bundibujo district, Mr. Mutege Ronald, Uganda Red Cross Bundibujo branch, together with the security team, rushed there to assess the magnitude of the damage. Bundibujo district chairperson Ronald Mutegeki addressed the affected residents of Kirumia Trading Center. This is the third time Bundibujo is suffering torrential rains. Meanwhile, in Kibale Cell, in Bimara Ward, Bundibujo Town Council, landslides have swept away houses and cocoa gardens. The chairperson LC1 for Kibale Village, William Kumunjara, called for rescue. The rains have put business in the district to a standstill because some of the roads have been cut off. Bernard Higa and Moses Baluko, UBC.
And we'll stay in western Uganda momentarily, but cross over to Masindi now, where business has come to a standstill at Masindi District Headquarters after the District Chief Administrative Officer, John Nyakahuma, was locked outside office after he was accused of crippling service delivery, and that is according to district officials.
Mr. Nyakahuma, no, your office, we have had many other DCs here, your office cannot work like that. You are the one causing the breaking of the law.
Masindi LC5 chairman Cosmas Byaruhanga says the locking of Kao's office follows the district speaker's ruling in the last Thursday's council sitting. Council recommended that the cow, John Nyakahuma, be transferred from the district.
They came here and promised to bring out a report in 1 week. Now it is over a month. I was told verbally by the minister of Finance, by the Minister of Local Government, by the Permanent Secretary, that Mr. Nyakahuma John will be transferred in September. And this is September. They came here and promised to bring out a report in 1 week. Now it is over a month. So I think there is also a game which is being played there.
Nyakahuma is accused of not paying the road gangs, who have already presented a notice of intention to sue the district, and facilitating diversion in the district council and for fueling the conflicts in the district.
Is the mismanagement of the funds for roads, for road gangs. We are aware money was budgeted, the budget was approved, and the road gangs worked. They were supposed to be paid, but some of them were not paid.
The accused cow denied receiving any written on the impeachment.
Even the motion was hidden from me. They have never called me for anything, be it in the council, be it in committees, being everywhere. They are very false. And the good thing they are investigating, and the report will come out soon, I believe. No, on the actions, the law will take its course. There is a clear law on how to handle government things.
That's what's happening in Masindi there. Now let's go to Fort Portal land. As part of preparations to mark the 24th Toro coronation anniversary, Toro Kingdom Ministry of Tourism and Uganda Wildlife Conservation Center have brought wildlife closer to the people of Toro. Minister for Tourism in the Kingdom, Joan Kantu Elsie, says the people must appreciate the wealth around them.
Talk about poaching is common in the Kivale National Park, and Toro Kingdom has started strategic tailor-made demonstrations for the people to appreciate tourism. As part of the celebrations to mark the 24th coronation anniversary, Toro Kingdom has partnered with Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center to create awareness on wildlife conservation. Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center has brought cages of lions, leopards and other animals and bird species that will be exhibited at the palace.
Kama loves wildlife, absolutely. Wildlife and the general environment. So we are here in support of his celebrations. Here, we are here every year. So we are setting up so that the king's subjects and himself can have opportunity to see the wildlife that we are blessed with as a country. So we've got the male lion, and that's our biggest attraction even at the center in Entebbe.
So far, it seems Toro Kingdom appreciates the role of wildlife in creating wealth for the kingdom.
The poachers of tomorrow will be curbed by what the kingdom is doing today. What the kingdom is doing is to bring the animals to the people so that the people can be able to look at them and appreciate them. Some for the kingdom of Toro is pure wealth. And that is what our kingdom has done. That's what King Oyo Kamamba Iguru has done.
People have started visiting the palace at Kabarole Hill to take a glance at the animals that include lions, leopards, tortoise. The children were the first spectators and love wildlife.
I've never
seen them. None of us have never seen these animals.
Aviana Francisco, UBC News in Fort Portal.
If you cannot go to the park to see them, then Uganda Wildlife Authority, of course, in conjunction with Toro Kingdom, will bring the animals closer to you. We'll now take yet another short break, but we'll return with what's happening in the world of business. Stay with us.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
Every dream has a challenging journey. Ours began in 1998 with a mission to drive the development of a robust communications sector in Uganda. We created structures to champion the dream. We've evolved, made discoveries, supported great minds, empowered Ugandans, and fostered a vibrant culture, enabling communication for all. Down the years, we've created memories and networks, uniting generations and building great partnerships. Together, we can go even further. UCC, celebrating 20 years of achievements.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Pain Arena. Introducing on the right corner, Mr. Action, the reigning heavyweight champion in the ring against
the Headache, the #1 contender. And the bell rings.
Headache charges forward with a steady right and a left hook. Action dodges. He misses out with an inch. Wait a minute. Mr. Action launches back with a kick. The final blow. He is out.
If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
"35 minutes after 10 in the studios of UBC, let's have some news pertaining to business now. The first Qatar trade mission to Uganda is underway in the capital, Kampala, to leverage business opportunities and strategic engagements. Local companies will meet the Qatar delegation tomorrow at Sheraton Hotel here in Kampala.
Comprising 15 Qatar companies from varying sectors and service industry, seeks to partner with Ugandan companies for special business interaction. The Ugandan ambassador to Qatar, Simon Ajiku, says Uganda is reducing trade imbalance between the two countries.
There's a trade imbalance in favor of Qatar, obviously. I'd like to urge Ugandans, businesses, to take advantage of this trade mission in order to pursue beneficial engagements. I can assure you that the embassy can be directly approached even by the Ugandan businesses to be able to push forward your interests.
According to the Acting Director General Uganda Investment Authority, Lawrence Biensi, Qatar coming on board is to increase Uganda's investment.
We believe and we know that this is the only route we are going to enhance both trade on one hand, but also investment on the other hand.
Executive Director, Qatar Development Bank, Hamadi Majega, bank pledged maximum support to Uganda's business community.
With what our country has to offer to the Ugandan market, specifically in terms of fast-moving consumer goods, construction products, food products, pharmaceuticals, and medical supplies, packaging and logistics, and much more.
Private sector is expected to be influential in Qatar-Uganda trade mission, and it is encouraged to attend for knowledge sharing.
Challenge that the Ugandan private sector will have, especially on a B2B, because we are going to be having B2Bs. I think tomorrow and the day after, business to business, to try and understand what works and what doesn't work across.
It is expected the trade mission will offer both Uganda and Qatar business representatives in the private sector exposure to potential opportunities. Abdul Nasiri Luwama for UBC News.
Now, at least 7,000 farmers under the Acholi Bur Parish project are struggling to find market for their cassava plantation received under the Operation Wealth Creation. Now, the farmers are drawn from Lapul, Latanya, Acholi Bur and Pajuli sub-counties. Dennis Sigua reports.
In 2017, the farmers in Padero district received cassava cuttings of narrow cast 14 and 19 at Nasa 1 under Operation Wealth Creation. So far, an estimated 7,000 acres have been utilized by the farmers with high cassava yields. The challenge, however, is little market for their produce.
This would be a little bit transparent to us to help us so that we don't fail this program. And in any case, the workers within the government should also prove to be useful to our project.
Now these thousands of acres and the cassava is ready now, 16 months. And some of these crops have a lifetime of 15 months. Some are beginning to show signs of aging and rotting.
Cosmas Nyeko, the APP coordinator, appeals to government to source market for the farmers and set uniform prices for the outputs to avoid being monopolized by the middlemen.
Much as the project is being given to the local farmers, the market for the crops, especially cash crops,
although we are talking of the food crop, that is cassava, but the market for the cash crops, like those of simsim, for cotton, you find that the buyers would come their own and they buy at their own price. They just create price themselves. They don't negotiate with even the farmers. So the farmers have no option.
The Acholiba Parish chairperson, Father Matthew Lagoro, disclosed that with deteriorating lifespan of the cassava, they were forced to sign a memorandum of understanding with Bukona agro-processing industry.
The proprietor of Bukana is here with me to assure the farmers that he will offtake all their cassava, dry and fresh. And this has not been an easy feat.
Last week we had meeting at Acholiba, and we agreed that we are going to start buying dry cassava.
Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
Thanks, Dennis, for that report there. Now, police in Jinja have fired tear gas into protesters to restrain demonstrators from raising down Napier Market. Now, the protest was triggered by council authorities who have started demolishing illegal structures around the market.
Vendors turned up for business as usual, only to find Jinja municipality enforcement demolishing their structures. They protested, setting ablaze the remaining stalls to obstruct council enforcement officers from demolishing them. In the scuffle, police arrived to disperse the irate vendors. Among the things that were to be removed was a church that was not gazetted by the authority.
A request from the town clerk of Walukupa Masasa Division to back up the law enforcement officers of this division to remove illegal structures which are along the railway line. And we came in for this operation to back up the law enforcement of the municipality in this the reason you see us here.
Nonetheless, the grader later demolished the remaining stalls amidst tight security.
Welcome back. Let's now move further afield, and we begin in South Sudan, where South Sudan's exiled opposition leader Riek Machar is expected in the capital Juba to meet President Salva Kiir ahead of the 12th November deadline to form a unity government. Now, he is expected to come and sit with President Salva Kiir so that they can discuss all the outstanding issues of the peace agreement and the way forward. And that is according to the government spokesperson Michael Makwe, talking to the AFP news agency. Now, regional negotiators said the rollout of the pact to form a transitional government is behind schedule because of a lack of meetings between the two men. They have not been seen together since they met in the Vatican in April, when, in a dramatic gesture, Pope Francis kissed the feet of the two men. Sports news now, and we begin with weightlifting, where Uganda is hosting the 2019 African Youth and Junior Weightlifting Championship at Imperial Royal Hotel in Kampala. The championship, that has attracted 10 countries, is an Olympics qualifier. John Barnes Sentamu reports.
Uganda's team at the ongoing African Youth and Junior Weightlifting Championship in Kampala is performing to expectations. On day one, more than 12 medals have been realized by Ugandans, with Davis Nyoita bagging 6 gold medals in his 55-kilogram category of both snatch and clean and jerk. Hamdan Lutaya Serwanga in the 61-kilogram category has scooped 6 medals, with 3 silvers from the youth category and 3 bronze medals from the junior category.
This is a very big achievement as we are preparing for the Olympics Tokyo 2020, and this is my second time to participate in the qualifiers. My first qualifiers were in USA at the Youth World Weightlifting Championships in Las Vegas, and in March 2019, and this is a very big credit. Yeah.
The other Ugandan with medals on day one is Joseph Sekitoleko, whose 3 bronze medals were from his 67-kilogram category. The tournament, whose age categories are classified as 13 to 17 for youth and 18 to 20 for juniors, has witnessed a new record set. The most notable record was by Egyptian Abdelghani Ahmed, who first set 155 kilograms in the 67 kilogram category and baited it with 160 kilograms. His exploits, plus that of Mauritian William Gwendol in the 49 kilogram category, elated Uganda Olympic Committee President William Blake.
It's a qualification pathway for the Olympic Games for Tokyo 2020. And I'm very honored to witness an African championship record being broken by the fantastic lifter from Egypt. Congratulations to Egypt for showing us the way.
Uganda is represented by 5 men, including Robert Bukenya and Lawrence Lutu in the 73 kilogram category at the championship. There are participants from countries like South Africa, Swaziland, Algeria, Madagascar, Botswana, and Ghana. Action continues and climaxes on Tuesday with the women contesting 76, 81, and 87 kilogram categories, while the men will be at it in the 89, 96, 102, and 109 kilograms. John Barnes, NBN, reporting.
Now, the National Chess League has entered the most critical stage, with teams in tight situations intensify battle for top prize. Our reporter was at Nob View Hotel in Ntinda, where round 8 and 9 happened.
From evidence of what has transpired thus far in the National Chess League, all signs are that it's going to be a tightly contested season. After 9 rounds of action, there is little to separate teams at the top. Kireka Panthers, that lost its unbeaten run to Mulago Kings, is top with 24 points and is just 2 better than Kireka A, while Makerere University is third on 21.
When you look at the competition of the participants, Arthur Segwanyi, International Master, and FIDE Master Harold Wanyama, who participated at the All Africa Games, find that they are drawing their games, meaning in Uganda we have a lot of talent.
With 19 points, Mulago Kings is in 4th position, while Dimak, Gambit, and Lueza all have 18 points in the league to be contested over 14 rounds.
We want to continue sponsoring them and supporting them in all ways.
These 2 rounds of action welcomed back Arthur Segwanyi and Harold Wanyama from the All Africa Games, where chess through Wanyama returned with a bronze medal.
Morocco were playing All Africa Games. The standard was high, but Uganda always has had very good standards. In Africa, we are among the best. Right now, we actually have a sponsor in the league, so the league has become even stronger.
Round 10 will be contested in a fortnight with a couple of mouth-watering fixtures, including Lueza versus Kireka Panther, Mulago Kings against Gambit. Kireka A plays Makerere University, while Dimak faces Som Natete. John Barnes, Sentamu, reporting.
Beach soccer now, where the 2019-2020 National Beach Soccer League has kicked off at Lido Beach and Tebe with promises from different clubs to compete. But most clubs did not honor their fixture, forcing the organizers to award the 3 points to the teams that showed up. Motesa Wanroyo University, that was to face Makerere University Business School, did not show up together with Nkumba. Now, Beach Soccer Chairman Deo Mtavaze says the teams have been given an ultimatum of 1 week to give genuine reasons or be left out for the season.
Yes, I want to thank teams that have really endeavored to comply with the licensing requirements and have been able to play match day one. And for those that have not fully satisfied the prerequisite requirements, have been given a further 1 week to do so and ensure that they comply with the federation's requirement as far as club licensing is concerned. We want to be strict because we are running a top league. For which a top league, the requirements are known and the FIFA licensing board have set it, them which must be followed. So as I talk, it is a must for all of us to comply and follow the club licensing requirements. And for that, I didn't turn up today. The grace period that have been extended to them should be utilized perfectly well. Short of that, they will be left out of the league and we'll have to wait for the next season.
I never knew that MOOBS was not coming, but it is a honor to me that at least I've gotten 3 points instead of MOOBS, and I think it was a fear that they got last time when we are playing against them. Was the season of 2016-2017. I think they first dreamed and remembered what happened the other time, and they never wanted to be frustrated this time. That is why they did not come.
And finally, Uganda's under-17 girls are in camp in Njeru, preparing for the inaugural COSAFO Under-17 Girls Championship in Mauritius from the 20th to the 29th of September. Now, the team will come for 10 days at the FUFA Technical Center in Njeru before the trim squad selects 20 players to represent Uganda at the championship. The majority of the players have been picked from schools competitions in the ongoing Airtel Rising Stars regional leagues and the FUFA Women Elite League. The team will play 2 build-up matches on Wednesday and Sunday before traveling to Mauritius.
Girls football. We are actually now at day 2. The training has been very, very okay. I was trying to work on players' confidence, building players' confidence through their passing, receive turn, and then you see the dribbling part of it. I'm trying to identify the best player out of the many of those who actually have the touch on the ball. We are going to have our friendly game on Wednesday against the Kampala Select. We're expecting to have a team selected in Kampala to come and we have a test. I think it will be around 9 a.m. in the morning.
And that brings us to the end of news tonight, this Monday, the 9th day of September 2019. But before we leave you, let's have a quick reminder of our top stories.
Police arrest 3 prime suspects in Nigerian murder.
We are now trying to interrogate them further to find out how they targeted Nigerian Maria.
Government to spend 1.7 trillion shillings to decongest Kampala city.
And this is by setting up the mass bus transit, which is the BRT. And so far we have done the designs of the roads where these buses will be able to pass.
In South Sudan's rivals to meet in Juba. And in sports, records tumble as Uganda dominates weightlifting championship.
And I'm very honored to witness an African championship record being broken by the fantastic lifter from Egypt.
It is coming to 6 minutes to the hour of 11 here on UBC TV. That has brought us to the end of the news. Thank you so much for having kept us company. Mugalu Mohammed has been on sign language, and I am Edward Rukidi Kejanangoma, wishing you a blessed night.
dear friends of UBC, read with me this verse of the Bible. He shall bring forth your righteousness as the light and your justice as the noonday. Our Lord, our God, they can bring you justice no matter what you are facing. No matter if people rejected you,